Madam Clerk, could you open the courtroom for us, please?
The State of Michigan 36th District Court is now in session with the Honorable David S. Robinson Jr. presiding. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Let's start with Hiltner. Tuma. 5 to 6. Mr. Hiltner.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor. This is file number 22-178-156, Apex Physical Therapy versus City of Detroit. This is our first pretrial after the matter was dismissed because plaintiff's counsel failed to appear for pretrial appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joya Tuma on behalf of the plaintiff.
You remember the State Bar of Michigan?
P80627. My apologies.
Counsel?
Philip Hiltner, P77913 for defendant City of Detroit.
All right, gentlemen, before the case was dismissed, the 2.3028 disclosures were made. Mr. Utuma, what are you claiming here?
All right, give me 1 second, Judge. Your Honor, we're claiming $22,500 worth of damages.
Are there ongoing damages?
No, Your Honor, I think the treatment is completed.
Okay, where are we on this file, gentlemen?
Well, I think you've summarized it pretty well. We exchanged additional disclosures long ago. It's good to know there's no big updates needed to the file. I would ask that we be given the opportunity to do just some limited discovery in this case, since it is a fairly substantial claim, and then go from there.
What do you have in mind, Mr. Hilder?
I mean, we have the records and bills, but I think I'd like additional information about their billing practices, and just the underlying basis for some of their claim.
Are you asking for written discovery or are you asking for a deposition? I mean, what are you saying?
Written discovery, Your Honor.
All right, so let's open I'm sorry.
I have no objection.
Let's open your written discovery. Let's give you a return date. Your return date will be February 14th at 10 o'clock. Does that work for everybody?
You just
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Utuma is still checking to see.
February 14 at 10 o'clock. That works.
Okay, written discovery is open. We'll see you February 14th at 10 o'clock. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
Nothing from defendant, Your Honor.
Mr.
Nothing
Utuma?
from plaintiff. Nope. Thank you, Your Honor.
Talk to you guys again, February 14th at 10 o'clock. Your written discovery is now open. Let's be careful, gentlemen. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you, Judge.
Coming in. Morning, Ms. Francis. Hello,
Good morning.
what is your name?
My name is Ramnarine Petty Babu.
Counsel, your appearance?
Now Jack Francis, P72322 on behalf of plaintiff's attorney of record.
Okay, so we seem to be here. Let's call your case. This is file number 22197944. PYOD LLC versus Ramanier Pettibubo, excuse me. This is our first pretrial. Appearances again, please.
Now Jack Francis, P72322 on behalf of plaintiff's attorney of record.
And your name, sir?
My name is Ramnarine Petty Babu.
Mr. Babu, is it your intention to represent yourself in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have an absolute constitutional right to do that. What you do not have is a right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that are binding on that lawyer are binding on you. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, what is the claim about here, Ms.?
Your Honor, this was a credit card with Credit One Bank.
Okay?
It
And
was
you owe money, sir?
I did at the time, Your Honor. And what I did, I called the credit card company when they did not send me a statement. And they investigate and said they did not have an account in my name at the time and never did send me anything after that.
Okay. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open your written discovery. I'll give you a return date. Your return date with me will be February 14th at 10 o'clock. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
No, Your Honor.
Anything for you, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll send out an order. We'll talk to you again. It'll be on Zoom like today, February 14th at 10 o'clock. Thank you all for coming in. Let's be safe out there.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We are off the record.
ballet music and the hiding Mozart. Sylvanus is the ballet suite. Yvonne Voss was the conductor of his Belgian early music group called Les Alpes. Our midday music opener today. Detroit, Windsor, Ann Arbor. Your smart speaker played Larson J. And the classic music, Paul Van Hall, Jacob Ruby. We have fire music. Many works entitled Concerto Grosso by Concerto Pirelli, a most famous collection of six, 12 of them is the second one. Nicholas McKeon and the Philharmonia of the Orchestra, this was the RCJFM. The 1956 symphony by George Boyd annexed 5 facts about this composer. He was British. Fact, he lived from 1913 to 1998. In his 30s, he served in the British Royal Marines during World War II. Back before he was in the lower decks of the cruiser HMS Trinidad and fired faulty torpedo, which circled back and hit its own hull, sinking the ship within a matter of minutes. George Lloyd was the last one out of that compartment, as many of his comrades died behind him. He was severely injured and suffered severe PTSD, and he had been composing finally for 4 years there to write 12 symphonies in all of his music career. But yeah, he served in the British Royal Marines in World War II. He just managed to survive that incident. The 1956 Symphony Number 6 for the BBC Americans. 1986 symphony by the traditionally six. Here, warfare on the midday music show, 47 degrees midday. Pretty much at a high temperature today with some showers expected to continue in southeast Michigan, so the military out. I'm gonna give some tickets to you in about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes as we get into the 11 o'clock hour. These are for this weekend's Detroit Symphony Orchestra concerts. We have the choice of tickets for Thursday evening, Friday coffee concert, which will be our live broadcast, or Saturday evening performance. They're going to play music from the Nordic tradition. So Icelandic composer and Thorvald speaks music in the program. Then we'll have a Prokofiev with the solo cello, and then back to Finland for Sibelius first symphony. Great concert, perfect mood setter for mid-January, Michigan. With Sibelius first symphony featured from the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. I'm going to be giving away tickets here in 2025. So stay with us until the next hour of the music show. Speaking of Sibelius, I'm going to join you some great sounds a little bit like this.
I'm T Sharp, and this is Public RCJ 919 FM at 1. Thanks be to more. It's hour 2 of the midday music. By George Philip Thomas. Thomas is the blue in this hour 2.
All right, I think I have everyone. All right, who is that telephone ending in 137?
Your Honor, this is Attorney Jessica Data Schulte, P71711, appearing
Okay.
for. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll get to you just a second. We're almost ready. As soon as I can
Thank
get
you, sir.
see Mr. Stancato. And Mr. Jorgensen, who are you representing?
Your Honor, it's a little tricky. We represent TTM Technologies, Inc., which is not actually a named party, but the plaintiff sent a copy of her complaint to the CEO. So we are specially appearing to see what's going on and contest personal jurisdiction.
Okay, and let's see if we can get Ms. Moore in here. Mr. Stancato's got the bank.
Right.
If I can get her to unmute. Joyce Moore hasn't unmuted yet. That seems to be the problem.
Okay, now how do, oh, there I am. Joyce Moore, I'm here.
All right, turn on your
Oh.
video, ma'am. We get started.
Okay. I think I can do it, right. Turn on my video. There's video. Well, okay. No. Oh,
All
good
right,
morning, everyone.
we are on the record. This is file number 22196-927. Joyce Moore versus TTM Santa Ana, Alpha Crossings and Railroad Product, Comerica Bank Tower. First pretrial, your respective appearances. Let's start with you, ma'am. What is your name?
My name is Joyce Moore.
You're the plaintiff, okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's start with Mr. Stancato, since I see him and I know he's awake.
Henry Stancato, appearing for Comerica Bank.
You remember the State Bar of Michigan too?
I am, Your Honor.
You probably got a P number.
My P number is 29538.
And let's hear from you, Mr. Jorgensen.
Jonathan Jorson on behalf of TTM Technologies, Inc. My P number is 71067.
Okay, you send me in an appearance, all right? Finally, I have Ms.
I did, yes.
Jessica Data Schultz. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. P number 71711, appearing on behalf of Alpha Crossings, Railroad Crossings, a subsidiary of Omega Industries.
Okay, All right, so Mr. Jorgensen, give me your P number again, please.
Sure, it's 71067.
7-1.
And I did file an appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't see it in the file. That doesn't mean you didn't file it. All right, this is our first pre-trial. The first thing I want to ask, Ms. Moore, is what is your lawsuit about here?
My lawsuit is about the fact that I was solicited through the internet for a job. I was looking for a job actively at one time, July 27, 2020, when this all started. And I was told to contact through TTM someone by the name of James Smith. I did. And when I did, he took the information down for the job interview. And then he told me then that, and that was through Telegram. I did everything I was supposed to do in terms of obtaining a job. And come to find out that the check that was supposed to purchase the equipment was fraudulent. I called up Comerica before to validate the check, and they released the check anyway, which was $200. And they went back and released $2,700. I said, please make sure, because I don't have it to give back. Put a 3-day hold on the job, on the check if you have to, but they did not. They did the check through web banking, something I was not familiar with at the time. I am now. But at that time, I was not. So I submitted the check to Comerica, and they approved it. So when they approved it, I got all the equipment quote that I thought I was getting for the job. And then I found out that 2 days later, the check was no good.
Mr. Stancato.
Well, Your Honor, it appears that Ms. Moore was the victim of a well-known fraud. Her account of Comerica validating the check does not change the rules. The banks are required by federal regulation to make funds available on a certain schedule. That, of course, does not relieve the responsibility of anybody depositing a fraudulent check to take responsibility for it. And under the UCC, Comerica is entitled to a judgment in the amount of the check, because at the present time, it has suffered a loss in the amount of $2,691.70.
Okay, let me hear from Jessica Daddis Schultz.
Yes, Your Honor, and it does, can I reiterate the Comerica check? Our clients, Alpha Crossing and Railroad Products, a subsidiary of Omega, are all out-of-state entities that do not do any business in the state of Michigan. They're foreign entities, never registered, don't do business. Unfortunately, the fraudulent check was drafted from their account. They were subsequently made aware of it, but improperly served only 2 pages of the complaint. And we're just appearing on their behalf with the motion to dismiss, because they were also victims in this case, but don't have agents, employees, or any establishment in the state to offer anyone employment, Ms. Moore or anyone besides. And so we would be seeking to have the motion dismissed.
All right, finally, with Mr. Jorgensen.
Thank you, Your Honor. As I mentioned earlier, so I represent TTM Technologies, Inc., which is not technically a named party. It's a Delaware corporation with a principal place of California. Ms. Moore sent her complaint to our CEO, supposedly trying to reach an entity called TTM Santa Ana SA, which, as far as we know, is not a real corporation. It's not a subsidiary of TTM Technologies. TTM Technologies does have a plant in Santa Ana, but there's no entity by that name. TTM Technologies, Inc. does not do business in Michigan. There's no registered agent. There's no offices. There's no property here. They don't have data entry employees. They have no employees at all in the state of Michigan. So actually this morning, we also filed a motion to dismiss based on personal jurisdiction as well as a failure to state a claim.
Okay, well, here's what the first thing we're going to do. Ms. Moore, let me urge you as strongly as I can to get counsel. The situation in which you find yourself is factually complicated, and there are some legal issues that you as a layperson probably are not going to be aware of. You should understand that you have an absolute constitutional right to represent yourself. But what you do not have is the right to your own set of rules of civil procedure, your own rules of evidence, and your own statutes. If you elect to represent yourself, as is your constitutional right, the same rules that are binding on these lawyers will be binding on you. Further, if you elect to represent yourself, you will not be heard to say you don't know the rules. If you elect to represent yourself, what you're saying is, I am the lawyer for Joyce Moore. And one set of rules is all we have. One set of civil procedure is going to be guarding everybody.
Your Honor.
So, yeah, ma'am?
Oh, I'm sorry, may I say three things? You're absolutely right, except for the fact that I didn't have the money. Number one. Number two, the IP addresses, See, they keep saying, well, we don't have any bona fide employees.
I'm not going to try the case today. I'm not going to
Oh, my
try the
God.
motion to dismiss. What they indicated was that they have both filed motions to dismiss. I have not seen those motions, and I presume you have not either.
No,
So we're going to do this very simple thing. I'm going to give you all a return date. The return date with me will be February 14th at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 11 o'clock. Does that work for everybody?
Let me check quickly, Your Honor.
so Your Honor, to all this effort that I've made to do this means nothing, absolutely mute.
Ma'am, I told you I am advising you to get counsel. How these motions are going to come out, motions that I have not seen, I'm not in a position to say.
Okay.
In any
no
event, I do not
Okay.
give advisory opinions.
problem. Okay, no
I am
problem.
urging you is to get a lawyer to represent you. If
I
you want
certainly
to
will.
represent yourself, you got that absolute right.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Schultz, where are we?
We are, Your Honor, no conflict, February 14th
Okay.
at 11 a.m.
February
via Zoom
14th
again?
at 11 o'clock, we will have a pretrial. We will also hear motions filed on behalf of Ms. Schultz's client and upon behalf of TTM Santa Ana. Both of you, as I understood what you told me, is you've already filed the motions. They just haven't caught up to my calendar as of yet. Is that correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The third thing we're going to do, those two things being the two motions, is I am opening your written discovery as of now. So we will see everybody February 14th at 11 o'clock. We will hear motions on behalf of Mr. Jorison, motions on behalf of Ms. Daddis Schultz, and everybody's written discovery is open. Is there anything else we can accomplish today?
Can I get her name? She just has a telephone number at the bottom, sir. It's like 1586, but she doesn't have a name as to who she is.
Do you have the answer to the complaint filed on behalf of Alpha Crossings and Railroad Products?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I see it here. Okay, no problem. I got it. 401,000.
All right.
Okay, got it. Thank
Anything
you so
else we
much.
can accomplish today?
Heard.
Okay,
Right.
everybody, February 11th, we'll hear the two motions. The written discovery is now open. Thank you all for coming in.
Your Honor,
Stancaro,
February 11 or February 14?
Mr. Stancaro, you're absolutely right. February 14th at 11.
Got it.
I'm going to send it out in writing. February 14th at 11, the two motions to dismiss, and we will open your written discovery. Thank you all for coming. We're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll be on Zoom like today. All right, thank you.
Great.